been a deliverer from those who were held captive by Satan and all his demons. And yet in the midst of those times, they somehow or another had let things slip by them. We must be careful, brothers and sisters, that we don't forget what God has already done. Somebody said that we can get to where we can forget what he's done. How could Israel be so slipshod when it came to the Lord? For God had already done great things for them. He had bore them out of Egypt, like he said he was going to do. He rescued them out of Egypt, and after the 10th plague, Pharaoh says to Moses, take these people and go. And do you remember, in their exit out of Egypt, they did not leave Egypt empty-handed. God gave them gifts. Yes. Whatever they asked for, the people gave it to them because they were trying to get them out of Egypt because of the peril. And then he walked with them along the seashore and took them across the Red Sea. Formed a pillar of cloud of fire by night and a cloud to guide them in the daytime. He sent manna for them to eat when they were hungry, quail in the evening, and manna in the sunrise. And then on Saturdays, they collected more manna than they would normally collect because God didn't want them working on Sunday. So he told them to what? Collect the manna on Saturday, and then Sunday, it was going to be all right. And you remember what happened. If they collected too much manna that they couldn't eat, it spoiled on them. The worms got a hold to it. And as some preacher said, God gave them a diet for 38 years. I wish I had some help here. It was not like he just gave them manna on Friday, but he gave it to them 38 years. Every night, the manna would fall from heaven. I wish I had some help here. And it did not fall on the ground. Somebody better help me with this. Yes. The manna did not fall on the ground. The manna fell on the dew. Yes. And there's a reason for it not falling on the ground. It didn't fall. It fell on the dew, and then God told them, go out and get enough of it so that you can have to eat today. To establish in their heart, don't worry about tomorrow. Some of us are worried about tomorrow. We're worried about whether things are going to work out. Our money and our paycheck may not be big enough to take care of our obligations in the money we promised. And so our money is short. But we must understand God will make a way out of no way. When your dollars get down to nickels and dimes, and when it gets down to pennies, and your bank account approaches zero, you still must understand that the Lord will take care of you. If you are not slipshod and lazy, and you're willing to do what God has asked you to do, if you make one step, then God will surely make two. We must understand that the Lord is going to take care of you. And even in our prayer, he taught us in our prayer, give us this day. Somebody better help me with this. Give us this day. He didn't tell them to give us this week and to give us this month, give us this year, give us this season, but give us this day. And so we learned that in God training us, and I want you to know today, he has to train these minds of us. Don't give a man $1 million. He will do what a man will do with $1 million. You have to give a man enough for today and then have him trust God for tomorrow. And so Jesus has taught us, and the Bible teaches us that the Lord will fix it for us if we only trust in him. So then, let not your heart be troubled. When you are sick, don't worry about it. Just do what the doctors have told you to do. Find out about what it is that ails you. And you do what you can to help your own self out. Then take the medicine that the Lord gives you through these people, and everything will be all right. For he is a doctor that has never lost the case. If you are worried and confused, don't be so distressed over stuff you don't understand. For the Bible has said it, we have said it in our lyrics. We will understand it better by and by. And I believe, brothers and sisters, that the way was not always meant to be totally clear. It was meant to be foggy sometimes.
Come on, Pastor.
Because we need to trust God. Just the other day, the rain was coming to Los Angeles, and the jet planes that normally come from the east to the west changed direction in the rain. And then the clouds began to form, and the rain was coming in from the west. But I noticed in that the planes turned around, and they took off from the airport, but they took off going east. And I want you to know that I looked there one time, and you could just see the tail end of one plane going on through the crowds. And I thought about that. That plane is going to be okay, because it had, you looked up a little bit higher, you could see the fighter pilots practicing above them.